Caution, swear words. What's up, Culture Drop? I am Galen. This video is about the fact that an open door policy is bullshit. Okay, why the harsh language? Also, tone it down a little bit. An open door policy in and of itself is not a terrible idea that says, hey, if something is up, you can come and talk to me about it. I get it. But the idea of an open door policy as like a way of leading people or a way of receiving feedback, or if something's wrong, come and tell me about it, is not effective as a leader. It's not an effective form of leadership to find dissenting opinions and to actually gather feedback that's real, because the reality is that most, and I've talked about this before when I talk about like an open letter to feedback for leaders and just like different topics and things I've talked about, I've touched on this before. It is not enough to let your employees know that they can come to you if they have an issue or a problem. Not okay. That's okay, but it has to be paired with the fact that you as a leader need to initiate those conversations. You need to, on a semi-regular basis, be going to your employees, going to your whole team, going to individuals and saying, hey, is there anything we need to talk about? Is there anything, right? Like those types of feedback conversations, you have to initiate them because your people are too afraid to come and tell you what they really think. Because unless you're proving it and initiating those conversations, for the most part, and I would say this is like a majority of employees, they're too afraid to tell you real things because they don't know how you'll react to them. And so just saying like, you can tell me anything and I'll react well, it's still too risky to them. And if you're initiating those conversations and you're saying, I specifically want you to tell me the things that you're afraid to tell me so that I can, right, in service of my growth as a leader, in service of your experience as part of this team, you have to initiate those conversations. You cannot say, well, I have an open door policy. You can, but also at least every 3 or 4 months with every single direct report that you have, if you're a leader, you need to sit down and say, how are things going? Like, is there anything that we need to talk about? Is there any like feedback that you have for me? The 3 questions of what am I doing great? What is my biggest area of opportunity to improve? What would a 10 out of 10 look like for me as your leader? You have to initiate those conversations. You cannot expect or rely on your employees to do that. They won't. They're too afraid to damage their relationship with you, which can hurt their career and completely ruin their experience as an employee. You have to be proactive about it. It has to belong to you. Really, really important. One last thing is that that's the same for like dissenting opinions, right? If you're having you're choosing a direction or you're getting feedback from the team about like, I'm thinking about doing this or we're doing this. Do you have any thoughts? You can't just expect that someone's gonna be like, I think that's a shitty idea. You have to be like, I want to leave space and invite any dissenting opinions. Does anyone disagree with this, right? This is your chance. This is a chance for us as a team to have some dialogue and have conversation about this now, not after we've made the decision to move forward. I don't want to find out that you hated this idea before we started or that there was things that you thought of that could be pitfalls that you didn't talk about. So please, I am inviting you to give dissenting opinions. Let's have some dialogue about this. Again, you have to invite it. You have to initiate it. You cannot expect employees to have the courage to do that because most leaders out there in the world are garbage and they will retaliate against bad feedback and people are just they have PTSD around like terrible leadership. So that's what I want to say. Okay, that's it. Beatboxing with a plant. Ow. Look at this plant, by the way. Dude, it is time to plant these starts. I put them in here and there's like a mesh of roots. It is time to replant these, but like, this is the happiest little start jar I've got. I love it. I love you. You're doing great. Keep it up. When I plant you, don't die, okay? Thanks for watching and tuning in. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have our weekly email list, The Culture Drop. You can subscribe to that and get these emails right in your inbox. Follow our social media channels. Put out a lot of free content around being more awesome and building great teams.